Adam, thanks for joining the Broadsign Content Studio. Great job on stage.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So you kind of see a ton of different media plans. From your perspective, why is automation no longer a nice to have, but a must to have to advance out of home?
I think as an industry, we have to consider advancing how we buy and or sell out of home. There's data out there that shows that overall ad spend is growing year over year, but out of home's share of that ad spend is actually shrinking. So on one side, people are spending more money in out of home, but in compared to the overall bucket of how many billions of dollars are being spent across the world, across all channels, out of home share is going down. So I think from our perspective, what we need to do is put pieces and tools in place to allow buyers who are funneling all of that money into other channels, make it just as easy or at least comparable in the way that they buy out of home. I think that's super important because right now and forever it seems that even up until the addition of programmatic, that buying out of home was still just on its own little island and difficult to buy. It's a unique channel, don't get me wrong, and it's one of the most creatively used channels out there, which is fantastic. It is on its island in some ways, but with that brings lots of challenges, and I think a lot of people stay away because of how challenging it is to buy.
Yeah, especially with the perception that digital channels are efficient and easier to buy. And I know that's something that we heard on stage, is that we need to make out of home easier to transact.
Yeah.
What do we risk by failing to keep up?
Well, I think we risked by not reversing the trend that we're seeing, which is out of home's share of wallet across all channels shrinking. It's difficult to buy. Out of home is generally 5%, give or take, of an overall media buy. But if it's taking upwards of 20 or 25 or even more % of people's time and efforts to execute it and execute it well, like that's an imbalance that is not going to put us in a great place moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. But obviously automation can't be solved by ad tech alone. So what kind of collaboration do you think we need between or across the entire ecosystem for us to advance?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not something Broadsign's going to solve on its own. Like, we need partnerships across, from the media owner side, from the buyer's side. Like, it has to be a collaboration. I don't think, it's on us to decide what works or what is right for the industry. All we can do is, build tools and add our own thoughts and theories about what could improve it. But we need everyone to be on the same page and at least come to the table if, even to tell us that we're wrong and we need to figure out X and Y because, it's not the way that it should be. So we need collaboration from everybody.
Adam, can you speak to how automation enables more optimized out-of-home campaigns?
Yeah, I think it gives the opportunity for the advertiser or the buyer to optimize out of home towards everything else that they're doing and spending their money on in their advertising campaign. So for example, if they have out of home in a separate DSP, but they're running CTV and pre-roll, display mobile in another space, adding automation or at least the access to automating some of their direct and or programmatic buys gives them a chance to have all of their media talk together versus what we've seen forever, which is have out of home kind of stand on its own to, in theory, complement everything that they're doing.
Adam, thank you. This is great. It's always great to connect, and we're looking forward to seeing how automation helps advance the industry.
Thank you. Me too. Thanks so much for having me.